Both counties have been starved of underage success. Armagh's last and only title came way back 60 years ago in 1949. Mayo, last year's beaten finalists, have lost 4 finals this decade. Their last win at this level came back in 1985. Well, Armagh opened the scoring with a Rory Grugan free, and then centre forward Eugene McVerry added to that tally to put Armagh 2 points to the good. But Mayo were soon level. A Brian Rutledge free and a fine score for midfielder Danny Kirby made it 2 points apiece. But in truth, it was a poor enough first half. Both sides guilty of some bad misses. But a bit of late quality from Mayo, and Fergal Durkin in particular, meant the sides went to the break level at 4 points apiece. It was Mayo who got the first score of the second half. A blocked shot fell to Fergal Durkin, who set up Brian Rutledge, and he put Mayo ahead for the first time in the game. But like the first half, the sides continued to trade points. Robbie Tasker levelled for Armagh before Eugene McVerry got his 3rd point of the afternoon to put Armagh back in front, 6 points to 5. Again, Mayo hit back to lead by 7 points to 6, but it was Armagh who came good in the remaining minutes of the game. Tasker put over a point from a difficult angle to level up the final at 7-all. Thomas McAlinden then added to Armagh's tally to put the Ulster side a point up, and in the dying moments Peter Carraher put it 2 between the sides. As an insurance, the impressive Tasker scored his 3rd point of the second half to put Armagh 3 points up. The ball just doing enough to clear the Mayo crossbar, and good enough to ensure victory for the Armagh boys. Armagh's captain Declan McKenna receiving the Tom Markham Cup, winners by 10 points to 7.
Pork McManus of the ESB is here to present our minor man of the match, Andrew Murnan, with his award.
Congratulations, Andrew. Fantastic performance. Well done.
Well done, Andrew. 60 years is a long time to wait. How does it feel now that you have bridged that gap?
Oh, brilliant. Best feeling ever.
It was such a tight game as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, we had to work real hard. The backs especially had to put the work rate in and just get all around that field, get the ball.
I know people would say we're a long time learning, but I'd still prefer to be here on the All-Ireland final. There's a lot of counties that'd love to be here, and we set out our stall at the beginning of the year to be very competitive, and you know, I'd say we're fighting a bit above our weight with them bunch of lads. A lot of them lads underage next year, and you know, I'm very proud of that Mayo team.
All right, Kevin McStay, I know you're disappointed obviously as a Mayo man. What did you think of it as a game?
Yeah, it wasn't a particularly good minor final. You know, everybody that watched that would say it was a poor stuff. I'd say that the nerves just got to the two teams and the big crowd, and it is a big occasion, you know, for 18, 17-year-olds, and it's a very thing to stay composed throughout it. It wasn't a great spectacle, lots of errors, but I would have to say that the best minor team in the country have won the All-Ireland now. Armagh, I think it's their 18th competitive match this season, and they've won all 18 of them. Yeah. For the Mayo guys, and you can see the disappointment in Ray Dempsey there, you know, we have a number 18 to contend with as well. This is our 18th major final since we last won it in '85, and we've only won one of them, and it's, you know, that's patchy form to say the least. So the expectation with this team from Mayo wasn't huge. I think the expectation on the Armagh team was huge. That did not help Armagh today. They struggled. I'd say probably their poorest performance of the year, but they still knew how to win it. And when it was there for winning, they pushed on and did the business.
Yeah. Yeah. You were concerned, you thought tactically it was...
Yeah, it was a very tactical game, and it was crying out for somebody to kick points from distance. Now, we did have some good points from distance, but I think maybe with minors as well, their kicks wouldn't be as long as senior players, and they kind of like to get the ball a bit closer to goal. But it was crying out for a long-range kicker, and when the kicking needed to be done, the likes of Robbie Tasker now stood up to the mark. And I think Armagh showed fierce courage as well in taking off Eugene McVerry, like, who would be their most experienced player, had been playing reasonably well in the first half and had been playing probably their best player all year, and they did that. It was a big call, and the substitutions worked well for them.
And crucially, Tony, like in all big games, strong finish.
There was a kind of a déjà vu about it. They were tight in the game and you were looking for someone to kick in and drive on, and it was Armagh kicked in and drove on in the end, and they got 3 vital points. Thomas McAlinden got the first point. Here we see him come in. He kicks a very good point off his left here from about 35 yards out. The next score was by Peter Carragher in midfield to make it 9 points. Again, good win. And on the outside of his right foot from 35 yards over the bar, and Robbie Tasker gets the next one. Robbie Tasker, a beautiful footballer. Their full forward have been magnificent all year, but this guy really showed up in every game I saw. I saw the Ulster final when they played down. Good player. And to scores like this, winning All-Irelands, and I'm sure it will give them confidence to go on and go and play senior. But again, it's hard for the Mayo people. I'm a kind of a closet Mayo fan. I'd love to see Mayo at some stage break through that glass ceiling, go on and win an All-Ireland. I think they deserve it. But as Ray said, it's great to be there and competing, but it just must go the next level.
All right. Well, the Mayo senior manager, John O'Mahony, is here. Are there positives for you, John, in it?
Well, I mean, they are, of course. It's good to be competing in at All-Ireland final level. I just go back to an earlier point you made about feeling sorry for the lads that picked the team of the year. They're all right, they don't have to manage it, Des, you know. No, I think that there's some fine footballers, there's some fine work going on at underage level. And, you know, Kerry haven't won a minor title since '95 and they're winning All-Ireland. So it's not, you know, compulsory that you have to win minor titles. But I think I'd agree with Kevin there. He said it earlier that both teams are very nervous. An All-Ireland final is a special animal, and I think we saw both teams affected in the minor, and we saw Cork affected in the senior, and Kerry are there every year, so that it's like playing in their backyard, you know.
Which is in contrast to the Armagh Miners, and former GA President Peter Quinn is here. Proud Ulsterman, another underage title for Ulster, but that's a big one for Armagh, isn't it? They've waited so long.
Well, the last time they won it was 1949, 60 years ago, when Greg Blaney's father was captain. Sean Blaney was captain, and then he emigrated to Down, and of course Down and Ross Carr's here beside me. They reaped the benefit of the change. But of all the Ulster counties, Armagh's the one that probably has played most underage football over the last 20 years and got nothing out of it. I mean, they were very unlucky in 1992 to lose in the very last minute.
Yes.
And I suppose that affected them to some extent for a couple of years after. Today will be a big benefit to Armagh football. They won the under-21 2 years ago. They're after winning the minor. If they get 4 or 5 players out of each of those teams, then you'd have to say that there's the prospect of a good Armagh team 3 or 4 years down the road. And I suppose in terms of Ulster, the Ulster Championship for the last 2 years hasn't been particularly good. A good team coming through, Tyrone is at the present time head and shoulders above all the rest of the teams. A good Armagh team coming through would certainly strengthen the Ulster Championship and maybe allow Ulster teams to go forward and win at senior level. But of course, it's not that long since we had a win at senior level as well.
Don't be lamenting it so soon after. All right, Peter, thanks very much for that. Well, still to come on our extended Sunday game, the All-Ireland Final Man of the Match Award, our Team of the Year, magic memories for some of our audience, and reflections on the 2009 Championship season. See you shortly. Welcome back to an extended Sunday game. We have the Man of the Match Award, the Team of the Year coming up. But first, on the GAA's 125th anniversary, let's enjoy some very special football memories from down through the years.